Your WavyOcho. I'm gonna react to the beef between Lil Uzi and Lil Yachty.
Despite sharing similar styles and personalities among rising to fame around the same time,
I didn't even know they even had beef. I didn't know Uzi and Yachty had beef. You feel me?
Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty have had a rather turbulent relationship, always fueled with tension, yet not enough to necessarily be classified as a full-on beef. Perhaps their feud simply stems from constant competition with one another since the beginning of their respective careers, or perhaps it actually derives from malicious actions by either Uzi or Yachty that have never been explained or resolved. Today, we're gonna find out, or at least get closer to the answer. As previously mentioned, both Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty emerged as prominent figures in the SoundCloud scene around 2015 and 2016 due to the combination of frequent releases and unique styles, musically and aesthetically. Lil Uzi Vert began gaining early popularity from countless SoundCloud exclusive tracks, followed up by his original Love Is Rage and Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World mixtapes.
And plus, both of them came up together. If you want to be technical, they technically came together like back in 2016. You know, Uzi and Yachty. You feel me? And y'all remember that Lil Yachty came with mad songs like that Minnesota shit, like oh that Minnesota, yeah, that song. And Uzi came up with his song too.
Featuring Billboard hits like Money Longer and You Was Right, Uzi always boasted colorful hair, sometimes multiple at the same time, seemingly reflecting the current era of music or personality he was creating, all the while matching his youthful appearance with an equally infectious yet simple flow on intoxicating beats. Similarly, Yachty splashed in the scene with a deep SoundCloud discography of singles, but earned true superstardom after the release of his Lil Boat and Summer Songs 2 mixtapes, incorporating rather unorthodox, heavily auto-tuned melodies on nursery rhyme-type instrumentals. In 2016, Yachty already achieved a top 5 Billboard entry alongside Drum with the track Broccoli, as well as a partnership with Sprite and LeBron James utilizing his song Minnesota, and distinct bright red box braids for a commercial. Obviously, neither Uzi nor Yachty's accolades could be questioned even this early on in their careers. Yet somehow, the older generation of hip-hop listeners still doubted their longevity due to their simplistic styles, typically deemed as mumble rap, which definitely begs the question as to if the negativity forced upon them by the traditional media and fans.
Nah, especially Joe Budden, he don't like this new school of hip-hop, bro. You know, he comes from that old school, like lyrical rap background, which Joe himself is a lyrical rapper, and Joe Budden has fire songs too, you know. Joe Budden could rap. Joe Budden got bars for me. Like, he got bars.
That didn't understand the new wave of internet rappers drove them apart in the first place. With a constant pressure to prove interviewers and blogs wrong, they weren't focusing on building relationships with one another. Potentially a reason why the 2016 XXL freshman class that they both participated in all seem to be at odds lately. Or this could just be the nature of hip-hop as a whole, never befriending the competition. But whatever the reason, Uzi and Yachty never seemed too fond of each other. Even though the two rappers showed no signs of tension during the iconic 2016 XXL cypher, dancing and ad-libbing to each other's portions, and Uzi even referencing Lil Boat during his verse, less than a year later, relations apparently started to turn sour. The first evidence of a feud between the two was revealed in the summer 2017 music issue of The Fader magazine, covered by Lil Yachty, wherein he addressed rumors about his and Uzi's current relationship, stating specifically, "Me and Uzi aren't friends. We used to be cool, it's not beef, it's just competition. That's all it is, we're not friends." A description that Lil Yachty likes to stick to, but never gave any further details about. However, due to rising the ranks in music while living within the same city of Atlanta, Uzi and Yachty were bound to cross paths eventually. And while they have not specifically intended to collaborate with each other on any music for their own releases, they had mutual friends that brought them together, whether they liked it or not. Such as in 2016, both Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty featured on Cody Shane's unofficial release on SoundCloud, Hold Up, Doe Up. However, even this collaboration survived its fair share of hiccups. For in all likelihood, Yachty and Uzi didn't even step foot in the same studio when this track was created. In fact, it was originally a completely solo song by Uzi, given to Cody Shane as a reference track and previewed in one of her vlogs on YouTube. After high anticipation from fans, the OG Uzi version leaked online, forcing Cody to upload the final version, including an additional feature from Lil Yachty. But given it was still mid-2016, perhaps Uzi and Yachty's issues hadn't arisen yet. Although, recording the same song so long ago could have been the very catalyst of it all, especially with such fans arguing over who outdid the other on the track. And well, with the song originally being Uzi's and therefore more suited towards his sound, he was heavily favored. Not to mention, some fans even speculated that after finding out Lil Yachty was going to feature on the song as well, instead of Cody Shane keeping the song for herself, Uzi leaked the file to get a leg up on public opinion. Granted, Uzi's song leak in droves every single month, so could be far from the truth. But in the slight chance that it is, or at least in the case that Yachty believes it is, could create some strife between the two. Cody Shane didn't seem too suspicious though, as Lil Uzi Vert used a screenshot with the both of them on FaceTime for his Love Scars cover art the next year. However, even their relationship faced a bit of friction eventually. For in 2020, she tried to release another collab with Uzi titled I'm So Gone. It was removed shortly after its release by his label since he never gave her permission to drop it. And given she was once a part of Lil Yachty's Sailing Team collective, could have potentially validated any preconceived feelings Yachty had regarding how Uzi treats his friends in the business. The last song Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty both featured on together ever again was Hoodrich Pablo Juan's Zoba Mambafu remix in 2017, wherein both rappers clearly brought their A game in flow and bars, as it was a less melodic trap beat, the perfect setting in order to prove which rapper was actually the leader of their generation. Yet, no matter what lyrical ability Yachty showcased throughout the years, Uzi was still always seen as the star of his class, ultimately leading us to their first heated public dispute online, conveniently under Lil Uzi Vert's comments on Instagram, by which he was simply previewing an unreleased track to be featured on his upcoming debut album, Love Is Rage 2. Yachty weighed in on his opinion on the snippet, causing an argument between the two rappers. Sound hard, but don't sound harder than that, Yachty. Of course, Uzi wasn't taking any of that disrespect and clapped back. Put out your album so I can destroy that shit with mine, and don't rap through your nose on this one. Yachty quickly replied, sounds like a challenge. And Uzi closed out the argument, your ass is mentally challenged, don't try to bring that foolishness over here, and finished off with one last message.
Nigga said your ass is mentally challenged, don't try to bring that foolishness over here. That means Uzi calling that nigga Yachty retarded, basically. Feel me?
Before deleting the entire exchange, you better finish your last challenge, now go find a new girl and stop worrying about boys. Just another friendly competition? Or did they both take it personally? Y'all tell me. I would definitely err on the side of a real beef at this point though, and who knows what exactly instigated the initial disagreement to lead to such a public display. 3 years passed without much tension between Yachty and Uzi. Perhaps the streaming numbers for their respective albums in this time period spoke for themselves and proved whatever dispute they had behind the scenes. But in 2020, Uzi somewhat playfully, at least that's how the internet took it, called out Lil Yachty again on Twitter, this time completely outside of the subject of music. Out of nowhere, Lil Uzi Vert tags Lil Yachty and tweets, "Where you at? You know what you did in 2018. To which Yachty swiftly replies, obviously surprised, "What'd I do?" Within 1 minute, Uzi answers, likely awaiting the response eagerly, JT, who Uzi had already been dating for about a year by this time, but what many fans didn't know at the time was that—
What's about JT, City Girls, bro? Is this all about girl or something else?
Yachty dated her too back in 2018, and even cheated on her while she was in jail at the beginning of the City Girls' initial come up in the rap scene. Likely what Uzi was referring to, although no one was completely sure if he actually cared all too much, given it doesn't affect his relationship with her at all.
Damn, Uzi is mad short, bro. He's the same height as JT, bro.
So an argument could be made that yet another point of conflict could have started with Yachty hitting Uzi's future baby mother first. Another 3 years rolled by without any negative memories between the two, but it seems Yachty still felt some sort of way about Uzi, even with a rather joking display on Twitter in 2020. But on the night before Yachty's dear friend Drake released his highly anticipated project, For All the Dogs, Drake's OVO Sound radio station debuted an unreleased Lil Boat track titled Mr. Fortune, including some bars fans speculated were directed at Uzi. Although at the time, whatever name Yachty mentioned was completely censored out.
Do the right thing like you're friends with Mookie. No matter how bad they want to collab, I ain't friends with. I'd rather go.
However, fans could only put 2 and 2 together due to the rhyme scheme that he did, in fact, reference Uzi in a negative light. Boat's lyrics on the song were as follows. No matter how bad they want the collab, I ain't friends with. I'd rather go see O at Juvie. I'd rather drink an onion smoothie. I never click up with a goofy. These guys wish the worst upon me and nothing happened to me. As we just heard, Yachty was definitely directing lyrics towards another rapper, and with the last words in the bars that followed the censored portion being Juvie, smoothie, goofy, to me, it was pretty obvious who he was referencing. Uzi, especially due to the history of their relationship. However, upon being called out by Twitter and social media users for the Uzi diss, he quickly denied all claims. I didn't diss him. I said we won't collab because we're not friends. We aren't. We are cordial. Y'all are gay. A few moments later, likely after reading more attacks from Uzi's army of fans, he added, you guys are so delusional. Y'all go around living your life acting like you know us. Shit is OD weird. Y'all be grown men too. On here trying to piece shit together. Don't be knowing nothing. Get a job. Sounds like he's trying to gaslight the fans if you ask me. One of Uzi's long-term producers, Bugs Ronin, agreed. Because as we already discussed, this wouldn't be the first time he shared his disdain for Lil Uzi Vert. If you're going to diss anyone, let your nuts hang. That's all I ask. Coincidentally, 10 days later.
Basically, like, stand on it, you feel me? Like, if you're gonna diss somebody, stand on it. Don't like cop it, you feel me? Don't cop it, please, you feel me?
uncensored version of the song leaks, finally revealing that Yachty was in fact rapping about Uzi, and speculation about what the lyrics actually meant was further fueled by Yachty's response to a troll stating that he also had a verse on Drake and Uzi's collab previewed a year earlier that was hinted on For All the Dogs album titled At the Gates, potentially meaning that Yachty stopped the highly anticipated Drake and Uzi collab from releasing on the project. And with Yachty's significant involvement in the project as a guest feature, producer, and ad-libs sprinkled throughout the project, not to mention Drake's best friend, this theory does not seem too far-fetched. Regardless if Yachty meant to start any drama, Lil Uzi Vert responds vaguely in an Instagram story the following days after the uncensored version of the song leaks. Y'all rappers that be saying my name, just be ready. I don't know what y'all think changed. Obviously responding to Yachty, considering he was the most recent rapper to direct lyrics towards him. And once again, presenting another challenge as to whose album will be better, since Lil Uzi Vert is currently rolling out his alleged final project, Love Is Rage 3, to release sometime soon. Hopefully. And though Lil Yachty is coming off of one of his most critically acclaimed projects, Let's Start Here, for progressing into an entirely different genre, it's fair to say Uzi's commercial success will undoubtedly outshine Yachty once again. Yet of course, sales do not equal quality. But what shocked most of the fans about this sudden tension between the two iconic artists was how Lil Uzi Vert was actually praising Lil Yachty on DJ Academic's interview a few months back for being the sneaky knight of their generation. While Uzi was accumulating countless global hits, and Playboi Carti is seen as the current leader and inspiration of the latest underground wave, Uzi was giving Yachty his flowers for quietly remaining relevant and earning success of his own without much recognition.
I've thought this has been a two-horse race when it came to quote-unquote SoundCloud. No disrespect.
Nah, he
Damn, this damn whack. I mean, not whack. DJ Academics without a hat. I ain't gonna lie. We rarely see DJ Academics without a hat. Feel me? He's without a hat. You know.
he the sneaky knight in it though.
You're right.
He's the sneaky
I
knight.
agree.
You hear me? Me and Cardi is like the fucking.
I thought it was just you and Cardi.
I know this though. I study this shit. He's the sneaky knight. He's the one. Me and Cardi, listen. Me and Cardi is doing all this shit. Cardi is being influential, selling all these shows, going across the world, doing the biggest shit in the world. Me, I'm fucking making these big ass hit songs, and there's a nigga like him. That motherfucking is really one of them ones on the low. I'm just being real. Like I'm just being 100.
I guess Yachty just didn't hear Uzi's praise though. So after all this, the ball is definitely in Lil Uzi Vert's court to respond to Yachty's lyrics. If he will, that is. At least by name. Because we all know how rappers like to keep their mentions subliminal most of the time.
Most rappers be subbing and shit. They be subbing, that's a fact.
But with Yachty already directly referencing Uzi, calling him a goofy, rather drink an onion smoothie than collab with him, while being the smaller artist technically, would definitely make me want to retaliate, especially in the competitive landscape of hip-hop. But it's not up to me. What do y'all think? Will Lil Uzi Vert respond on Love Is Rage 3? Or will he be the bigger man and not tarnish his last album by speaking on another man? Or will more lyrics by Yachty begin to surface about Uzi and pretty much force Uzi to finally have to respond? No matter what happens, I'm definitely ready for all the foolishness.
Okay, that's the vid. Feel me? Like, yeah, bro. Like, let me know what y'all think about Uzi and Yachty issue that they had. I didn't know they have beef, bro. I didn't know they have like tension, like hitting tension. You feel me? You know, I didn't know that. You know, but yeah, bro. Let me know who's a better artist, though. Me personally, I always listen to Uzi. I always thought Uzi was a better artist. Uzi's a better artist than Yachty, in my opinion. Yachty got like one or two songs that I like. Uzi got like songs that I like. Fuck with Jack, you feel me? So yeah, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. We're just checking out you are.